to see you here. I got it, so I can leave that. But it's great to be able to celebrate with you all this evening. I also want to thank those of you who are at the Global Leadership Conference this past weekend. We had a really great event with our older girls, and not just our older girls, but older girls from 20 Girl Scout councils, and 6 different countries. It was really wonderful to see them come together and for us to be able to host such an amazing event. And I hope those of you who attended or your girls who attended had a great time. There may or may not be more on that later on. I also wanted to briefly say we're going to have a couple of polls on the call tonight. I think Amanda might be introducing them at different times, but the purpose of these calls is for you. You know, we want to make sure that these regular town meetings are serving your needs. So we're going to have a couple of polls throughout the meeting that we talk about what you'd like to see, either for breakout groups, who do you want to get together with, how that will work, or what sort of topics, updates you'd like to have covered. So please give that some thought and be really open when the polls come, because we want to make sure that this time is valuable to you. I also want to address what some might consider the elephant in the Girl Scout room, but the Girl Scout cookie sale. And I know some of you have cookie background. And some of you are very savvy Girl Scouts and probably are well aware that we've got some special promotions going on, or perhaps you're operating one of our lovely cookie cupboards. This year, in order to ensure we did not run out of cookies, we placed a very, very large order for cookies up front. With the intention and the hope that that meant that you would not run out of any cookies that you or your girls need. And I think for that perspective, it's been a very smooth season, and a lot of folks have been very pleased that we've had all the cookies where you need to have them when you need them. What that also means is that we have a large number of cookie packages still around. So we're doing some different promotions because, of course, us having cookies it helps you throughout the sale, but it doesn't help then the council in the end if we're having a lot of unsold cookies. So give it some thought when you're in that product breakout, or if you think in the chat, any other thoughts or ideas you might have about who or what or what any thoughts you might have around cookies and our cookie inventory. We actually have other councils who are also considering reaching out to buy some of those cookies, but it all depends on whether or not the baker has plenty of extras as we move forward and what they want to do. So I think that covers that one. If you have any questions about any of those cookie options or what is happening, we have extended the sale just by 1 week because our ultimate goal is to ensure that the girls receive their program credits so that they can sign up for camp and all the programs as well. And if we modify dates too much, that impacts their ability to register for camp. So we're very cognizant on our end of that deadline and needing to make sure girls get what they need to move forward. I also wanted to just briefly talk about the fact that coming up in June will be something called New Hampshire Gives. And you will see that in our social media, and it is a program put on by the New Hampshire Center for Nonprofits to bring nonprofits together for an online day of giving. And every year we are questioned about what about Vermont Gives. So I'm here to say, if any of you know anything about a day of giving in Vermont that's beyond, the Monday in November or Tuesday in November, please let us know. All of our research indicates that there is no longer a Vermont Gives program. There was one in cooperation, but if you know of anything along those lines, please do. But also, I'd like you all to be aware, and please share this out with your networks, that when we raise money through any of these programs, whether they are taking place in Vermont or taking place in New Hampshire, the money benefits the full council and therefore benefits every girl regardless of where they're located. But I wanted to make sure that was shared with you up front in full transparency of a program that we'll probably be participating in. Because not to participate would leave money on the table, because the New Hampshire Center for Nonprofits secures funds that are then divided amongst the nonprofits that participate. And that would not necessarily be fiduciarily responsible. So with that, I'll be around throughout the call if you have any questions. And otherwise, I'm going to turn this back to Amanda. I know there's lots going on. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you, Trisha. So we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. The first thing we're going to do tonight is what we've previously done in the last few of our meetings, and that is we're going to spotlight a service unit or a troop that did something pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Not that any of the troops don't do something awesome, because I find them all do something pretty awesome most of the time, and things that I never imagined that I could ever do. Let me do this. And my screen should hopefully be sharing. All right. And I am going to turn this over to Jeannie Clark.
Hi. Yeah, so our service unit was looking for a program to do. We used to do like a full camporee at Twin Hills to kick off the Girl Scout year every fall, and or just about every fall, and hadn't really done that since pre-COVID. And a lot of the troops were new at this point and didn't really have a history of that. And most of the leaders and volunteers who used to help put that together had moved on. And so I wanted to think about, we also don't really have an active service unit team. And I wanted to think of something that wouldn't take a lot of volunteers to plan or to run, and was trying to think of just a day event. And I think it was at one of our spring meetings, maybe in the chat, we were talking about properties, and Flask jumped in and said, "Oh, the pavilion at Twin Hills would be a great place to have a barn dance." And a little light bulb went over my head. That's it. That's what we have to do. So I started by just reaching out to some friends I knew who did contra dances, and I sort of asked Flask what she kind of had in mind when she said barn dance, and we agreed that contra dance was the way to go. And my friends got me in touch with a contra dance association, and then I asked them if they had recommendations for a caller who was good at working with kids, and that's the gentleman in the red bandana there ended up being the caller we got. He was fantastic. He does a lot of family events, and then he had all kinds of great advice for me in planning the event, and got a band for us, and the band brought their own sound equipment. So that was our main cost for the event, but the service unit subsidized the event since we weren't spending the money on a camporee. We had about 30 girls registered, and I think we had a few walk-ins. We had about 35 Girl Scouts, and some of them, they could participate as a troop, or some individuals came with parents. So we had about 20 adults, and we all took turns dancing, and there was room for about 50 people to dance there, and pretty much everybody stayed dancing the whole afternoon. It was a really energetic and fun event to put on. We had a small, simple craft that girls could go off to the corner and do for a quiet time when they weren't dancing. We had a snack break in the midst of that, and a water break. So it was a pretty simple event to put on. It would probably have cost more per person if the service unit hadn't subsidized the event. Well, I know it would have cost more per person, but it still would have been pretty affordable. It was probably $10 or $15 a person. We'd have to charge if we hadn't subsidized, and gave everybody a chance to go out and exercise and still enjoy the fresh air, and do some dancing on a nice fall day.
Jeannie, those look awesome. I've got a kick out of looking at all of the pictures when I was putting the slides together. Does anyone have any questions or anything for Jeannie? This was looks like a ton of fun.
It's some of the most fun I've had at a Girl Scout event, especially one that I've helped put together. So yeah, I highly recommended it. I wasn't sure if the girls would get jazzed about the idea of contra dancing, so I think calling it a barn dance kind of helped. It didn't make them think, oh, that's something old fashioned I can't do. And the caller made it a whole lot of fun.
Awesome. I have a volunteer question in the chat. She's would love some information on the Contra Association and the collar, because it looks like their community is talking about doing a similar type event. So, and I happen to know where this volunteer is, and she's fairly close to you. So, it's Jessica Bergante, and if you want to get it when you get an opportunity, if you want to respond to her in the chat, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if I can, if I can't remember his name during the meeting here, if I send it to you, Amanda, or something,
we absolutely can get it and get that to Jessica. Awesome. Any other questions for Jeannie? That was awesome. All right. Then
yeah, I'm for something. That's not really helpful. We'll get his name.
Awesome. We will get that information in there for you. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and go on. I'm not seeing any more questions at this point. So let me go ahead, and we're going to go on to recruitment, which is going to be me tonight. Of course, there is my recruitment team. We have our team lead, Rebecca, and our recruiters, Mitchell and Shay. If you have not seen them out and about, they have a lot of fun, and they're going to continue to be out and about doing a lot of starter troops and other events throughout the summer. And of course, we're always looking for help with any of those events. Our current membership numbers as of close of business last night was 5,618 total girl members, with 2,263 for adults and 1,568 for lifetime members. Again, awesome looking numbers. We are slightly behind where we were at this point last year. We are quickly seeing an increase in that, but there's a few things that everyone can do to help make sure that we don't see a decrease. One of those things is go through and double check your rosters. We're still finding quite a few troops that have girls that are participating that are not registered, are not on their rosters. So please go in and double check. If you need help with that, let us know. We'll be happy to help you go through and do that. Also, make sure that whenever you are out and about, whether that be at a cookie booth or anything else, that you have some form of recruitment material with like a QR code or something on there, so that if anyone asks you any questions, you can help answer them. If you're interested in helping us out with the starter troops, we would love help. We have plenty of ideas and places we want to help grow that membership and help give these new leaders that mentorship they need to get started out on the right foot. Any other things you would want for your communities, whether that be flyers and things like that, please let us know. We're happy to help. If there's an event in your community you think we need to be at, or that you'd like to set up a table at and need something from us, again, let us know. We are here to help you with every piece of that. You can see the places that we are going to be that we need assistance at in the Sign Up Genius. I'll put that link in the chat here in just a few minutes. And when I was speaking of needing flyers and things like that, you can use the Jot form here to let us know about those events, request flyers, anything, any kind of recruitment assistance that you might need. We appreciate everything that you do already. You already do so much. We can continue to grow, and I know we can. Thank you so much for everything you already do. It looks like I have a question. Do we know when the 2025 membership registration opens? As far as I know, everything will open up on April 1st for extended year memberships and the My25 memberships. Of course, extended year memberships are available for girls and adults who have not been members previously. That gives them the opportunity to participate for the rest of this year and the entirety of next year. It's an excellent value for them. And I believe that the girl memberships for extended year will be $55, and the memberships for My25 will be $40 again. All right. Let's see if I don't see any other questions. So I believe now we'll be going on to volunteer support, and I believe Dee Dee is going to talk for volunteer support tonight.
Okay, thank you. Hello and happy birthday, Girl Scouts. So I am Dee Dee Rice, volunteer support. I also assist with troop banking issues or opening, closing bank accounts. If we can go to the next slide, I will introduce our team. Here we are. Amanda Powell, our team lead, Anne Marie Yario, Carrie Zames, Alyssa Baglio, and myself. We also have Carrie that helps with troop travel and Amanda also with training. We can go to the next slide. We'll be quick. And we talk about training. Want to remind you of the upcoming adult trainings, the positive behavior intervention support, youth mental health first aid, and conflict resolution. Available by request. You let us know, we can add that to your account in GS Learn if that's something that you're interested in. Next slide, please. And here we are, renewal, retention, and reapproval. I want to bring something up so that I know what I'm telling you. Make sure, because there was a date given and I didn't know we were going to do the date. So I was wanting to tell you about renewal, retention is coming soon. And then I've lost I'm sorry, I've lost my computer. I can't see anybody. Amanda, are you there?
I'm here, Dee Dee. I can jump in.
Technical difficulties. Renewal,
I can jump in, Dee Dee.
Okay, jump in. Go ahead.
Okay, not a problem. Sorry about that. Dee Dee's been having some technical problems tonight. We gotta love technology when it doesn't cooperate with us. When we were talking about renewal and retention, we were going to, I believe Dee Dee was going to talk, and now I can't talk apparently. We were going to discuss that renewal is coming soon. And just a reminder, whenever renewal does start, it will start opening up spots in your troops for new girls. That means if you are full right now, but your girls do not renew, it will start opening up spots for them. So what we need you to do is by May 1st, contact customer care if all of your girls have not renewed in your troop, but you know they're coming back, to let us know to remove your troop from displaying in the participation catalog online. We want to make sure that new members are seeing an accurate group of troops that they are able to join. It's very discouraging for a new member if they join a troop and then get told that that one's full and they have to go to a different one when that was showing online for them. I'm sure we can all understand how that could be discouraging for a girl and a family. So please make sure that you help us by keeping your information up to date. Your troop will be relisted on October 1st if all of your girls have not renewed. Again, if you know that they're coming back and you have a time frame when they are coming back, please reach out to us so we can go ahead and remove that from being viewed by new members. After October 1st, if you have not talked to us, new members will not be removed from your troop if they join before your renewing girls. Again, it's very, very discouraging if they join a troop online and then are asked to move to a different one. Also, if we have troops out there for various reasons that have been approved to keep less than 12 members in their troop, whether that be because there's special assistance needed, items like that, that's fine. We just ask that each year during the summer months before October 1st, you contact us and go through that with us and make sure that your numbers are still where they need to be so that you get the support that you need, or that we can go ahead and move them up and add a couple of girls to your troop if the situation has changed. I appreciate you, everyone, taking the time to help us with those updates to make sure that everything is accurate for the girls coming in the new year. And then we were going to do a quick reminder on the camporees and background checks. Just a reminder that family, parents, volunteers that are going to be going to your camporees to help be part of that experience, to be part of the ratio, and to help out with the girls are going to need to go through the volunteer process and get their background checks done. Depending on how many different locations you've lived throughout the country, a background check right now can take up to 4 weeks. Sometimes they're taking even longer. So please plan ahead and make sure your families and volunteers have all renewed their background checks whenever that reminder comes out. And if they're doing camporees or trips with you this summer, that they have went ahead and started their process early so that we can make sure that there's no delay in getting them through. And then we are doing a save the date for Farnsworth Weekend. Farnsworth Weekend returns for the full weekend this year. So mark your calendars for September 6th through 8th. For our new volunteers, Farnsworth Weekend is an annual event that's held the first weekend after Labor Day at Camp Farnsworth in Vermont. It's been a tradition in our council since the early 1960s. Volunteers gather from all over the council, and we have even had volunteers from neighboring councilors join the fun. The weekend is full of workshops that you can attend or just relax around the lake or the campfires at night. Sharing good food with one another, singing Girl Scout songs is an absolute wonderful time. Whether you're a veteran attendee at Farnsworth Weekend or this will be your first time, we are all dedicated to make sure you have a great time. If you have a hobby or skill or are interested in sharing it by being a workshop presenter, please let us know. And I believe that is the last of those slides. Let me look through the chat real quick to make sure we have everything. So
how do we just popped up about a Farnsworth Weekend theme? We do not have a theme for the weekend yet.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Amanda.
Not a problem. And Isabel's wanting to know, how do we know that the background check has gone through? Are we notified? So any on your troop roster, you will be able to see who's been an approved volunteer and whose stuff has gone through. So if you need help looking at that to make sure you understand what you're looking at, please let us know. We're happy to help show you that, but it should be on there. Each troop will be able to look at the roster. Isabel, if you have questions about someone specific, give your volunteer support person a call and we can see if we can help you out. And Isabel, if you're talking about yours, I can look at yours later for you.
Thanks.
Not a problem. I don't see any other questions as of right now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over, I believe, to Christine.
Thanks so much, Amanda. I actually just saw another question about Farnsworth Weekend. Tiffany, I'm not sure if you were wondering if we had a wish list of workshops we're looking to have, or if we have, if you have a list of workshops you're wishing you would hope we have. If you guys have ideas as volunteers on what you would like to see for workshops at Farnsworth Weekend, please feel free to send them in via customer care. As far as we go, I think we have many returning presenters that we know will be back, and then always looking to bring in something fresh. So if you have some good ideas or somebody that we should connect with, we'd appreciate hearing those. So,
and thank you, Christine. Actually, I'm going to interrupt you for just a moment because I got so caught up tonight, I forgot that I have polls.
Oh, do your poll.
So I'm going to go ahead and launch one of the polls tonight. I believe Carrie's going to launch that for me, so she'll be able to explain which ones we've got coming up.
Yes, so as Trisha mentioned, we wanted to gather some feedback this evening regarding what updates you find the most useful during these meetings. So we have some topics listed on the screen now. So go ahead and select the one that you find most valuable. This is a single choice. So if you have multiple things, that's great. Maybe we'll do it a second time, but what do you find the most valuable in these meetings so that we can determine whether we're meeting your needs? And if there's something that we didn't list that you would find valuable, then feel free to put that in the chat and we will take note of that as well. I'll just give it a minute for people to make their selection. All right, looks like we have, we got about 24 who've participated. Give it another 10 seconds. All right, I'm going to hit end poll so you can see the results here. All right, so it looks like programs are at the close to the top with volunteer support action items, product sale, training for programs for adults. Great. All right, and please, if you have other topics or if you feel like you have something else that was just as important as your first choice, if you can drop it in the chat, we'd love to have that feedback as well so that we can continue to revise and then make sure that we're improving these meetings to make sure that everyone's needs are being met. So thank you, Amanda. We'll do the second one in a few minutes. Ready.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Christine now. Thank you for letting me interrupt you like that, Christine.
Anytime. Thanks, Amanda. Do you want to go to the next slide, please? So this is just some photos of our Girl Experience team. So some of them are on the call with us tonight. But as always, I am joined by Paula Kelly Murphy, Ashley Jerome, Cassandra Gilson, and Ashley Guerin, as well as Laura Barrett. And then we are in the process of hiring lots of awesome summer camp staff. So if you know anybody that wants to work at camp this summer, send them on over to our website under the summer camps page to fill out our staff application. And if we can go to the next slide, please. So some of the programs that we have coming up from the Girl Experience team that we wanted to highlight are, we have our STEM van / STEM months coming back. And so what we have is in the month of April, the STEM van will be in the based out of the state of Vermont. There are several dates on our activity calendar that your troop can book the STEM van for. So if you go onto the activity calendar and look at the month of April, you're going to find a date that works for your troop. Once you've booked that date, you will then clarify which of the 3 program offerings that you're interested in. So we have biomimicry basics, geology, and structural engineering are some of the programs that we will be bringing out in the STEM van these 2 months. And then we will work with you to determine exactly what location we will be bringing the STEM van to, so we come right to your location, the size of your troop, and any other information that we might need. And that's the way the STEM van will work in the month of May as well in New Hampshire. And so again, if you are a New Hampshire-based troop and you are looking to have the STEM van come to visit you, check out the activity calendar for the month of May, find a date that works well for your troop, and have the STEM van come to visit you. We are doing some really great programming. You will see the price is a little bit substantial, but remember, this is the price for your whole troop. It's not per girl. And also we do take up to 24 girls at the STEM van at a time. So if the price is a little bit of a reach for your troop, see if maybe there's another troop locally that would like to join in with your group. And then you could split the costs between your 2 troops to make it more feasible for you. So we are very excited to bring the STEM van back out. We had some really great success in October and November, and we would love to keep that going. So the STEM van visits for about an hour and a half, I believe, depending on the size of the group. And so that's what the time is typically set for. And if we can go to the next slide, please. Some other upcoming programs that we have that we wanted to highlight are in the end of March, we have a space science program in Quechee, Vermont. We also have a Cadet Eating for You badge program happening. And I think I did not put a location on that one. I'm pretty sure that one is virtual. And then we have lots of other programs happening throughout the month of April. Some STEM badge blasts happening in Nashua. We have our camp chats happening in early April. So if you have any girls in your troop or families in your troop that might be interested in learning more about our camps, these are some great opportunities for them to come. We do a little PowerPoint presentation, introducing them to the camp property, the programming at camp, and then answering any specific questions they have for that particular property. Can we go to the next slide, please? And this next slide continues to highlight some other programs that are happening in April, sorry. So we have our Make a Splash event up at Jay Peak in Vermont and their water park. We have a child and babysitting virtual course happening. On April 16th, we'll be hosting a meeting to talk about our travel opportunities. So we have some council trips as well as destinations happening this year and next year that we'd love to share those opportunities for some travel with your older girls. Then we have our Helping Hands program at Thetford, Vermont on April 27th. So this is an opportunity for troops or parents or families to come out to Farnsworth and to help us get camp ready for the summer. There's no cost for this program since we're going to be putting you to work. But we would like to invite you to spend the night at camp if you would like to that evening. We just need to make sure people have their outdoor training. And then we have a program aid training happening that same day in Thetford for our cadets. And then our Forest Canopy Walk Math and Nature Badge program at Quechee for Daisies through Juniors. Next slide, please. We also have some virtual badge series coming up. And so the way our virtual badges work is the girls register for them. They receive kind of weekly emails of the work that they need to do to earn the badge. And then it's kind of up to them to work on their own to complete those requirements. So it might be something where maybe this might fall close to their April vacation week and they're not working on it so much in March, but that week that they're off, they're banging out all the activities that need to be done. It could be something that, you know, each week when you get the requirements, they're working on them. So it's a little bit of a, these badge activities series that take place virtually give the girls the opportunity to kind of fit in the badge work where it works best for their schedules. This could be a great opportunity for our older girls if they're, you know, super busy, that they can kind of work on them by themselves. But we are focusing on some democracy badges. So that is starting up at the end of March. And the next slide, please. I'm repeating from last month, but I just wanted to continue to spread the word about our Swiftwater Paddlers canoe team. So this is for girls, cadets through ambassadors, gives them an opportunity to learn about canoe racing and just canoeing in general. They do not require any experience, but we are really looking to grow the team. So we'd love to chat with anybody that might be interested in joining our team. They start practicing kind of end of March, beginning of April, and then they go throughout the end of May and they close out their short kind of 2-month experience with a couple of races at the end of May, one in New Hampshire and one down in New York. So if anybody has any girls that might be interested in the canoe paddler team, we would love to talk with them more about that. They can reach out to customer care and we'd love to give them more information. Next slide. And I just wanted to point out that we do have 2 basic outdoor living skills training on the activities calendar coming up. So we have one that will be happening on April 13th in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and then a second one that will be happening on May 18th in Thetford, Vermont. So if you have any troops in your area that have leaders that need this outdoor skills training prior to camporees or something, or just taking their troop camping, please make sure you're sharing these dates with them. And I know Trisha briefly mentioned in the beginning that we had our Global Leadership Conference this past weekend, but I just wanted to, again, extend a thank you to everyone that participated or helped with the weekend. It was very successful, and we're looking forward to it again next year. And I think that is probably my last slide.
It is, and I believe so. I will probably go ahead and launch our second poll at this point. I'll let Carrie go ahead and jump in with that.
All right, that I can do. I was also going to put in the chat that you also have Ready, Set, Go Camping, right, Christine? Which if you're looking to get your basic outdoor living skills training and take your troop camping is a great opportunity to do it all in one.
Correct. That was that May date at Thetford that I mentioned.
Well. Perfect. Great. Yeah. So a great way to bring both of your troops. Bring your troop, not both. Bring your troop. All right. Our next poll is about breakout rooms. So if you've joined our meetings before, you know, at the end we do breakout sessions, and we'd like to get a sense if there's some different ways you'd like to see those divided up. So we've provided a few options here. Certainly pick if any of those appeal to you. And then the second question, you can just put in, what it is that you would like to see added as a breakout room in the future. I'll give it a moment for people to select. All right. It's like we have close to the same number, so I'm going to end the poll so we can see. We got a few more seconds. A few more people are answering now. Okay, and if you prefer, you can also put your responses in the chat if there's more that you would like to add. All right, I'm gonna see if it slows down for a second. All right, perfect. I'm gonna end the poll and then I will share the results so you can see what sort of things people are looking for. Great. I think we're all set, Amanda. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And I believe next is going to be our product sales program. I believe Robin will be speaking to us tonight.
It is me. Hello. Happy birthday, Girl Scouts. I'm very, very happy to be with you on our 112th. Next slide, if you would, Amanda. We have, as Tricia said at the beginning, an extra week this year for our cookie sale. And we are thrilled because we know a lot of people who are just so anxious to get to a goal, and this gives them the opportunity to reach those goals. So a couple of reminders here. These have gone out in emails, but wanted to reinforce our dates for you for our upcoming week. Girl delivery, meaning those orders that are placed online but are requesting girls to deliver them, will conclude a week later. It's going to conclude now on the 18th. This will be so that troops have enough time to assess what they need for those packages and be able to place one more order with the cupboard if they so choose, or if they need the inventory. So the March 22nd date is when our scheduled final balance due would have been our ACH sweep. We will still do a balance due sweep. However, it will not include anything that would be pending. So you can plan accordingly as far as whether or not you haven't had that last booth sale yet. You could put in an alert. We also want to mention the cupboards would close on March 22nd. The last day of the sale is going to be on the 25th, and that will also be the dates that all troops and service units should put their submission for rewards in. There isn't an inventory or a sales submit, but there is a submit for the rewards. So troops would submit, and then service units would submit. And there is choices to be made if some of those girls reach those higher levels. So do double check if there are choices to be made for your girls' rewards before you submit. Check with them and make sure that you have all of their choices. Then we will have a final sweep on April 5th. So that should wrap up everybody's late booth sales. The 22nd, we expect the rewards to begin shipping to those CPSCs. May program credits are going to be emailed. Usually they're right at the beginning of May. And just a quick reminder that last year's program credits will be expiring March 31st. So do let girls know if they still have program credits to use within the council that they do have until the end of the month. This year's program credits will be valid through March 31st, 2025. And then the last day, if anybody did have a late booth sale, so many times people have community events or whatnot that they may want to have a presence, a booth presence at. The last day we really do recommend is to be June 1st. Beyond that, between heat and some of those cookies have been on the shelf for a while, we would not want cookies to be sold and distributed and represent our Girl Scout name beyond June 1st. On the next slide, I want to talk. Oh, yes, go right ahead.
Sorry, you have someone who has their hand raised. Barb Service has her hand raised, must be for a question for you.
I did not see because I don't have the chat open while I'm talking.
That's okay. That's why I wanted to bring it to your attention. Barb, go ahead.
It was a technological error. My apologies.
That's okay. You were really just raising your hand to celebrate our birthday today. It was
absolutely
hands in the air routine. That's okay. Okay.
Wave. It's just a wave. Well, I'll do a wave. Next slide, if you would, please. We did want to share and reiterate all of the exciting promotions that we do have running right now. Again, you probably have received an email, and many of you have already taken part of this, but you do have, if you do have a cupboard order this week for 9 cases or more, you will receive a free case. And what that means is that it will not show in eBuddy for you, meaning you will not be swept for it. So you wouldn't be allocating those 12 packages to Girls for Rewards. However, because it doesn't show in eBuddy, your sales for those 12 packages, that $72, is going to be your troops proceed in full. So you would retain that $72. That is such a super bonus. So we want to encourage you, if you have looked at some of your girl delivery and realize that you're probably going to need a little more, maybe you do want to have that one last booth sale. This is a great way to boost your troop proceeds to be able to receive this free case. Additionally, one of the newest promotions that we just launched yesterday is our virtual gift of caring contest. Right now, it has already started through Thursday, this Thursday at 11:59 p.m. We are watching all of our virtual gift of caring sales. These are placed online for virtual gift of caring. The Girl Scout with the most VGOC sales at the end of the day, Thursday, will be our super seller to earn a huge reward. And this would be her choice. We are assuming they would love this. An Apple Watch we have for this super seller. And if she so desired, perhaps she would prefer either a Build-A-Bear party, or we do have a suite at a Fisher Cats game. This suite is at a game for 20 guests. So that would be the option between that, the Build-A-Bear, or an Apple Watch. Now, what virtual gift of caring means, some of you may be newer to the council and not quite understand the difference for virtual gift of caring. These are packages that have been purchased to contribute to our hometown heroes across New Hampshire and Vermont. Now, this would include military bases, veterans facilities, Red Cross of New Hampshire and Vermont, families in transition, food banks, and much more. Now, all packages purchased toward virtual gift of caring is managed by our staff. So the troop does not need to worry about the product out of their inventory or delivering it. Those would be for troop gift of caring, and that would be a separate program. But virtual gift of caring, we take care of it. The girl does receive rewards toward our credit toward this as rewards, as well as the troop receiving proceeds. So be sure your Girl Scouts email friends and family. We want to make sure they are a part of this real quick challenge. And again, it ends Thursday night at 11:59 p.m. One more fun promotion we have this week is for you, your troop, and your customers. If you print out a QR code, now we have this on our website, as well as on, you probably received an email on it, and I am sending a little link right now that's going to be for some of the resources for you. If you print out a QR code And if you have a customer who purchases 6 or more packages of cookies, they can enter a contest. And the lucky winner of this contest will receive cookies for a year. They will receive 52 packages of cookies. And not only will they be thrilled to have that sweet treat, but the troop who sold the customer will receive a 112, get the number, $112 gift card to the Mountaintop Shop. We know badge awards and membership pins and whatnot for your year-end rewards or awards are coming up. We know this would be a very, very helpful gift certificate for your troop should you win. So be sure to download the flyer that we have on the website. Make sure that you are sharing that with troops and that they have that opportunity to enter that contest. On the next slide, Amanda, we just have a couple more reminders, and I keep referring to the website, and I do want to make sure everybody realizes if you go to our website, click on cookies and click on For Cookie Sellers, we have a whole lot of quick tip videos for you. And if you scroll down, there would be the link to that volunteer cookie resources page as well. Well, you'll find a lot of those downloadable flyers and whatnot. Please utilize these videos. They're quick, they're simple, they're very topic specific, so you're not having to scroll through 45 minutes worth. You're going to have a 2.5 minute instruction to tell you just how to do what you need to do. Additionally, if you have specific questions, we do have another drop-in. And I have to say, I don't believe that I got it on the calendar because once we decided to have this extended cookie sale, we also realized that an extra drop-in would be handy. So I've just popped that into the chat as well for you. I think it went in there. There it is. We do have a drop-in tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Just come with questions. Maybe it means, what do those negative dollar amounts mean?
How many ice cream, sweetie?
Yeah, how do I apply troop links? Or maybe it's, how do I record a booth? Whatever your question is, bring it to us. And of course, at any time, if you have questions, you can always reach us at customercare@girlscoutsgwm.org. That's it for us from the product team. We are so excited. Everyone's having a wonderful cookie season. Back to you, Amanda.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robin. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. I believe we've hit the end of our slideshow for tonight. We have. So we're